Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the championship fight in the women's 400 meters.
Up next, one of the marquee events, another arena race of the day, the women's 400 free. Katie Ledecky has the records, and she will be up front and center in this one in lane 4, reigning Olympic gold medalist in this event.
I mean, we keep talking about superlatives forever, but sooner or later we're going to absolutely run out of them. I mean, she owns 9 of the 10 fastest times in history. She won this event by 5 seconds at the Olympic Games, nearly 5 seconds, 4.8 seconds. It's just unbelievable, the dominance.
Bien Nguyen of Vietnam, two-time Olympian in London and Rio. Her first pool was the canal that ran in front of her home in Vietnam. Haley Anderson, two-time Olympian in London and Rio, was 5th in the 10K in Rio, open water, after taking silver in the same event in London. Sierra Schmidt, her famous dance routine that she does on the blocks. How entertaining is she to watch? Said she learned to do that when she was a toddler and her parents encouraged music in the home. And then Ledecky, 6 fastest swims of all time in this event. Leah Smith, the bronze medalist in the 400 free in Rio. She was 7/10 behind Great Britain's Jazz Carlin for the silver. Taylor Ault, 18 years old, committed last fall to Florida. She swims club in Southern California for the La Mirada Armada. In lane 7, Madison Cox at a 4.89 high school GPA in Lubbock, Texas. Said she wants to become a neurosurgeon. And then Mary Sophie Harvey out of Canada made the Canadian Worlds team last week despite suffering from an illness. Taylor Ruck, by the way, the 16-year-old Olympian, missed qualifying for the Worlds for Canada.
Take your mark.
Katie Ledecky is in lane 4, 6 fastest swims of all time here in the 400 free.
And I think one of the things she does right off the bat is she just demoralizes every other swimmer by going out so fast. I mean, her first 50 over a race that lasts nearly 4 minutes, and you can see her already with about a half body length ahead of arguably the second best 400 freestyler in the world in Leah Smith. A half a second faster. And again, it's just so hard to come back from that. You take away Leah Smith, and she's already a body and a half ahead of everybody else.
Leah Smith is in lane 5. She had that great swim at the trials last summer. Finished 1.7 seconds behind Ledecky. Actually split a faster back half than Ledecky did. And afterwards, she had that famous line where she said, "I saw Katie's feet. I'm never that close."
I felt good about it. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in the race. I've seen Katie's feet. You know, everybody talks about Katie's stroke and has such a controlled, relaxed recovery. She's got that great entry in line with her shoulders, hand and wrist leading the way.
How many good things to come for Katie Ledecky. Last summer winning 3 freestyle events in Rio, the second woman ever after Debbie Meyer in 1968 to win 3 freestyle events in the same Olympics. And even if the IOC doesn't approve the changes suggested by FINA, even if there's no 1500, does Ledecky make a run at the Olympics at the 100 free? Can she do that?
Oh, I think she will. Yeah, absolutely. I think she swam it in 2016. There's no doubt that she'll keep moving down to that 100 distance, especially if the 800 is the longest event when we get to Tokyo.
Well, let me clarify. I know she's going to make a run at it. Can she do it?
Oh, yeah. I've stopped guessing and doubting Katie Ledecky and what she's capable of doing. And I think people forget also what a tremendous freshman year she had at Stanford. She won 3 different events. Went the fastest 500 freestyle in history. Went the fastest 1650 in history. Almost broke 15 minutes. Went 15:03 earlier in the season. Went 15:07 at the NCAA championships. And of course, we talked about it, the tie for the 200 freestyle. That 159, by the way, in the 200.
Rowdy, we're 3.5 years away from Tokyo, and how does Ledecky keep this up over that period?
I think at some point she's going to have to take a break. She doesn't want to take a break right now, and that's great. To have that attitude, no doubt about it, you want to have that kind of attitude, but eventually Katie Ledecky is going to plateau in her swimming. Rich, I mean, I don't see how she can continue to get faster and faster and faster over the next 4 or 5 years. So sooner or later, she's going to hit a plateau. It doesn't mean she has to take a break then, but eventually she's going to want to say, you know, let me step back and enjoy the fruits of my labor, so to speak. 101.04 there. Don't think it's going to be tough to be as fast as she went in the prelims. 3:31.4. She's going to have to be 30.5 coming home.
Add to her list of impressive feats at the Pac-12 Championships in February. She set the American record in the 400-yard IM, broken 3 weeks later by her Stanford teammate Ella Easton. Ledecky in the IM.
And this might be the worst, not only for Katie Ledecky, but might be the worst anybody feels in the water, because you're right in the beginning of some extremely hard training as she goes 4:01 flat, Rich. Better than this morning, still a second and a half faster than anybody else has been in the world this year. 59.9, everything's great as far as the swim goes, but I can guarantee you, Greg Meehan said, put those women back to work and working really hard. So the feel for the water is so hard to have right now. They went to Colorado for some high altitude training earlier this month, and so it's going to be tough to get the feel for the water back here in Mesa for Katie Ledecky and a lot of other swimmers, not just Katie.
They went to Colorado Springs for that high altitude training right after the NCAAs, so no rest for the weary for Katie Ledecky. 4 weeks ago at the NCAA, she won the mile, helped lead Stanford to their first NCAA championship in 19 years, and now this is her 5th straight year here in Mesa at the Arena Pro Swim Series. She wins the 400 free in a time of 4:01.01, and she joins us now, top time in the world this year. How'd you feel, Katie?
Felt good. I was really happy with how both my morning swim and night swim went tonight, and swam the 100 earlier, so got some really good long course racing in.
Katie, talk to me a little bit about your freshman year at Stanford. How exciting was that to not only be a part of that team, having such a great year, but then winning that team title?
Yeah, it was so much fun. I couldn't have asked for a better year, both academically and athletically. Being a part of such a special team, making so many great friends, and learning at one of the best institutions in the world.
What was that transition, though, a little difficult for you, because you had, did not go to school right before the Olympic Games there, and to take that time off? Was that difficult to go into that kind of transition?
It wasn't too bad. I took some classes in the fall of 2016 when I was taking my gap year, so I kind of got a little taste of what college classes are like then, and got to school at Stanford and just tried to learn as much as I could from the upperclassmen and take some really great classes and work as hard as I could in the pool.
Well, Katie, I always enjoy watching you. Congrats on another win.
Thank you.
Next, the B final of the